You know, a lot of my videos at this point is just to kind of put myself back in reality. So when I get to face this low life, none of this created manipulation is reality recreated is something like it's for me to maintain strength and then also prep myself. It's it's a way to combat false reality. As a target individual who deals with the V2K, synthetic telepathy, and then this community mobbing and this gang stalking that's there to disorient the target individual, the goal is to really break you down. I gotta first of all say, listen, I already knew. It doesn't take a great sense of analyzing to figure out what happens here, but it's good to have that validation from people like Robert Duncan, who just like interacted with many target individual, understanding that there's like a concept of things they do. And the truth is, it doesn't take much to figure that out. You just gotta be a little bit more. You gotta be more rational. And it's hard to be rational when you're being manipulated in all the disgusting ways with things that you couldn't even believe existed. You couldn't believe that there'll be programs. I never even knew about like MK Ultra. I didn't know that there was such an effort for a long time for governmental entities, for years, decades, to literally try to change people's brain, to mess with people's brain. And mind control was a whole effort by governmental entities since the 50s. From human subjects using different drugs, technological aspect, I couldn't believe that really that was a whole effort dedicated by governmental entities like the Department of Defense and the Intelligence Committee to do these things. So when this happens to me as a target individual, first of all, I was surprised. Excuse me. That's obvious. There was like an obvious effort for so long that you can find in documentation that these governmental entities will work on this since the 60s and 50s. I know that it's not possible that what's happened to me is being done by these people in front of me. That don't make sense. I left the country. What's happening to me here? I could never think that these people that you see in front of me is some kind of what they were trying to make me subscribe is something I was like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like clearly this is some technological aspect that's coming from governmental entities. This is not some random neighbors doing that to me. Especially some of the neighbors that you have around you. It was like, oh, okay, clearly this is something else than that. And then everything started making sense when I was like, oh my gosh. They had the MK Ultra, there are all these studies from the CIA, even the DOD guy involved, the DARPA guy involved. I was like, oh my goodness. No one, okay, well, that's clearly and clearly this is just like a version of that. Everybody around you acted like a mentally challenged. It's like, oh, this is gaslighting. They're all behaving this way for the stupidity to be implanted. They have this purpose here. Would be ideal for this because look at how they look like. They're children. What's gaslighting? Take rationality away from you. These people look like rational individual. And this happens to like co-workers and everybody else I'm like, oh my goodness. When you do it, it's obvious it's gaslighting. When they're doing it, they really are that mentally challenged. They're really in this state of stupidity. Because they're not fully mentally developed. Childlike. So what you're seeing here is an example. I appreciate it for these people who are in this picture watching me doing that. You have been the biggest help to make me understand this thing, because nobody in a rational state be like, oh, these people with their pajamas and this and that, with their mind. It's like, of course it's not that. And the clowns are outside yelling, being theatrical. Oh, I wonder what they're doing. This theory, this theatrics. Why are you being so loud and emotional? I wonder what you're trying to do. They're just trying to box in the stupidity. The clownery is called out by other target individual, the theatrics. Oh, the rage is so loud. Why is it so loud? Listen, these clowns have no shame, and they're gonna gaslight you the way they want. They even do like noise campaign of whips, like whatever sexual torture or whatever torture you're gonna make me have. I swear to God, if you thought I was gonna be this mentally handicapped, it'll never happen. Have these clowns be the theatrical clowns that they pay to be. I reassure you, my sufferings will not make me subscribe to this thing. I know who's making me suffer, and it's not what you're seeing here. To hear this purpose using V2K and even via V2K is so theatrical. The voices calls when I hear them projecting their voices into my brain. There's one perp. I think she's watching a movie. She's like, yeah, you'll see. And she's laughing. You'll be tortured so badly. I was like, okay. And what does that prove? That is your money. That's your technology. Like, what do we say? You're a clown. First of all, they said something about like, oh, well, stop thinking about what we're involved in. They're like, it's your action. I was like, nope. What they wanted to paint themselves as is like these justice seekers that are avenging for what I've done in the past. And they're there to avenge for that. It's like, first of all, trash, you're involved in a program that tortures children and women. And what they do sometimes, especially, there's one thing that's disgusting. That's what this is the title that you see. We're reminding you of your molesting. Because what they do is, as they manipulate my brain in these disgusting ways, they want me to internalize this manipulation as if they're not doing that to my brain, but it's just me when I was a child. And what they're doing is they try to exaggerate what I did as a child, as the age of those kids over there. They try to exaggerate what a child can do. That is an impulsive act that they did to themselves to create whatever there's a video of that before when they make me imagine stuffing a 4-year-old. So you can only imagine. So when they make me have these experiences, they go back to me as a child, like, no, remember what you did, and they try to exaggerate everything. And then when it's not that, when it's just too stupid, it's like, oh, but when you used to go to nightclub, remember at the nightclub what you did? It's like, trash ass, get damn ass away. Try to find ways to massage the nasty manipulation, make me experience it, make me subscribe to that. First of all, falsify my memories when I'm a child in middle school, and then bring up me in a nightclub in my youth with people around my age. Then they have no shame. Listen, some people, their job is to not have shame when they create this stupidity of ways of wanting me to subscribe to that. They have no shame. You have to be, like, let me just say this. You have to hold face. It's like poker, right? You have to be like, yeah, no. And these perps don't care. They recreate. A lot of them are very childish. It's like, what fictional things they create? They live by the fiction they created. But for me, it was like, you could die for the fiction you created too. If that fiction, you think I'm going to subscribe to it because you're acting according like if it's real, and you think I'm going to let you live your fictional reality, okay, it's up to you. But please understand, I've accepted the fiction that you're creating is something that you can method act, and I'm ready to crash out accordingly. It's not going to be based on your fiction. But if you want to put your life at risk in these fictional things you put together, and you think I'm going to subscribe to you because you're so convincing when you talk about these falsified memories, I promise you, reality will be reality. Some of these preps lose currently nothing, just there. Listen, what they're doing to my body is so damaging, but I know it's the government doing that to me. They employ this low life. The clowns, the theatrics around, it's part of this program. And they're like, no, but they're going to see that. They're going to see what you guys have created, as always. You've created everything. There's all kind of nasty manipulation they've created. Memories from this person, Sarah, that when I was a kid, they tried to make me imagine creating some things. It was trash. Now exaggerate what I did when I was in 8th grade. Now we went from stuffing, using her hands, everything you can imagine creating, and it's clowns just saying with no shame, like, yeah, we just remember. And you guess it's people like that saying that. Then expecting you to accept these things. Like, I know you have no limit of what you can say, but you fix me. We're dealing with reality, no fiction. Huh? Go ahead. And like, yeah, we're going to fix you. It's like, do whatever. I can cut my own private part if you think that that's going to make you, this story's going to be true. That you guys are here protecting children, you fucking life. Some retard trash who came and said, Roy Moore, there's some bottom feeder working for pedophiles and certified pedophile. Using clowns like that. The people who employ me, encouraging them to be, no, we're gonna deal with reality. And I want them to gaslight themselves. Like gaslight yourself to think that this is something I'm gonna subscribe to. Because a lot of these childlike individuals don't live in reality and they easily can create a fantasy. But the thing about these retards is like they thoughts that what they've created, what they've manipulated, what they've made up, I'm gonna be like, okay, yes. They're gonna come with the rage that they created because they create some creative stuff. It's like, okay, now it's time to deal with reality. This is not fiction. What you join, what you involved in. And let me just say that, target individual, when you see this little life like that, please don't see them as people like they are nothings. Look at them as just people who participate in a thing that's already there. Do I think that this is a mastermind of anything of this nature? Who can believe that? And they come in all shapes. Some of them come in like this, like me too, like me. I was like, trash, get your dumb ass away from me. For all the women, no, not even that. Actually, there's people worse than this childlike looking at their phones. These people in the bottom, those are the worst. Because they have an entitlement that is supreme. I think who you see at the bottom is the empowerment of the people above. They are praising these people and make them think that this what they do is just some bold daring thing, when the truth is they're trash. Doing foul things involving a program that torture even babies. Talk about molesting. Do you know what the sexual torture they do to infants? To children? To young children. 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old sexual torture. As I'm saying that, they try to mess with me. 7-year sexual torture, literally, like using directed energy and aiming the private part. That is what this program does. It's part of what they chose to be involved in. Now, they want to choose to be involved in that. Don't take accountability of what they chose and make me think that this is their thing now. Trash. And they were like, no, this is your action. Focus on your action. Your action is you got involved in a program that torture women and children. This is what this program is about. You think that your action is what's that make me dying? Or suffer? Stop that action, then you'll see how it ends. Nothing will end here. Fucking clowns. They want me to think like a fucking retard. And they want me to be like, yeah, but that's not action, because some of them have not participated in doing this to women and children. So I should not think about it. I was like, what? Do I think that some random person is doing that? You're part of that. You're part of this program, you know very well. And a lot of them are negating these horrible things that's happening. They try to silence their testimonials because they want to be seen and perceived by me as these avengers. So when I bring out testimonials of women saying the government is doing that to me, these clowns next door come and try to negate that. Some of them walking out there thinking that's going to stop this. And, to be condescending, it's like, oh, you're so wise. I'm like, oh, I am extremely wise, I guess. I guess I'm damn near a savant. This wisdom I have to hate people who gets involved in a program that torture women and children, that then don't want to be accountable for what they joined, and want me to take that out of the assessments when I perceive them, and should think that it's their technology, this childlike trash and this clown over there. And want me to look at them as the avenger. Fuck, this retardation will not be entering my brain. I'll face them accordingly. For the soul of all who suffer in this program, inclusive of women and children. Whoever participates in that will be accountable for participating in that. Nothing else. No fantasized story because they're in it and they want to maintain their virtue. I'm not going to subscribe to this manipulation. When you make me experience it, I understand people, even for them, for their soul. Like a Steve Marlowe, like a Aaron Alexis, like a Maren May, or whoever else got so tormented from the manipulation of the mind, to the gaslighting, to the gang stalking, that they start doing things that they will never do, inclusive of mass shooters. Killing others. In hope that there will be a way to bring awareness of what's happening. God. Nope. I'll do my part. I'll be very wise. I won't let this little clown design me into a retardation, state of retardation, and be accepting of the fictional things they've created. Then try to gaslight me with their fiction. Because of some theatrics, or because of torture that's going to be theatric too. Let them believe there's some kind of villain in the movies when they do some nothingness. Nope. What they've done to me has been destructive. What they created my memories as a child is what they're creating to make me subscribe to this. And what they bring up when I'm a young adult, in my youth, 18, 22, 20, is what is at a nightclub. At a freaking nightclub. While these fuckers are burning vaginas. You think I'm going... What? You think I'm going to let people bring up a 18-year-old, 23-year-old in nightclubs while these fuckers are torturing women and children, inclusive of sexual ways, and they're going to send a little retard and act like they're going to be avenging? Fuck that. I'm going to be too wise for that. I promise you. And they're like, nah, we proved that trash. I proved that you guys are here killing and torturing women and children. I proved that the technology here is rewiring the brain to the point where they cause mass shooting. Trash try to make me subscribe to this manipulation because it's like, no, we made you a brain as you as a child. When there's people writing whole manifesto that they're getting mind control to the point where killing 15-year-olds is something they think of doing. And do it. Then I'm supposed to listen to this retards like, now we're perfect, we're different. With technology from people who've been developing it since the 60s. Send some fucking retard looking trash and some fucking scrawny lowlife who live in a fantasized reality where she's the villain in this whole thing. Never.